Well done, everyone. Hi, everybody. Thank you for being here today. It's Josie from Sydney, Australia. Today, I'm going to talk to you about getting started right in your LifeVantage business. So make sure you head over to the chat and let me know, how long have you been in LifeVantage? Approximately, is it a month? Is it a day? Did you just get started? So it'd be good to be able to see where people are at. So we're going to be engaged today. Let's head over to the chat and be able to do that. So thank you for your participation. And let me get started by just saying that, when you get started in any kind of business, it's a good idea to be able to set expectations. So let's say you started a McDonald's franchise. It involves a lot of responsibility. So you won't know everything about the business probably until probably about a year or even 3 years. So likewise in our LifeVantage business, it takes time. So some of you have a full-time job, some of you are busy with your family. So be kind to yourself. So you get into this business to do whatever it is that you saw when you first joined LV. Whatever it is, that's the reason why you joined. So let me just set that expectation. But also I think, a lot of times it's the expectations that we set for ourselves. And I'll talk about that as well. But number 3 is to create duplication. So it's a good idea to be able to get people on this training when they first start, so they understand exactly what the step-by-step process. So we've just revised our getting started. So I'm really excited to present this to you. This proven plan was put together by the top leaders in LifeVantage called Master Pro 10. So they want to make it simple and easy for us to follow because we don't want to make it complicated. Life is complicated as it is. So we want to make it easier for you. So first, I want to talk about the 4 pillars of building your successful business. So in LifeVantage, if you think of your business, it's like a table. So if you think of a table, if there are no 4 legs, that table will collapse. It's going to be useless. And so in our business, there are 4 pillars. If you only use one of the pillar, it's not going to happen. You got to be able to use those 4 pillars. Number 1 is the blueprint. And I'll show you exactly where to download the blueprint. Okay. And I'll talk in details about the blueprint. Number 2 is the event cycle, must attend events. And I'll talk about that as well, about the core habits that we need to develop. So building our LifeVantage business is really putting together the skills and habits that we need to strengthen. As we stay in the business much longer, we get better at it. And then of course, the 4th is personal development and leadership development. And I'll go through that as well. But I just wanted to let you know that there are 4 pillars, okay, in this business. So what are the things that you need to do in your first 30 days? Okay, so this is the proven plan put together by the Master Pro 10s, the really successful people in this business. Quite simple and it's easy because in our business, it's not what works, but it's what duplicates. It's what others can follow as well. Because I don't want you to make it hard for yourself where you have to reinvent everything. You don't need to do that. In fact, we just follow, because they've set the path for us. We just need to follow, okay? So number 1, you probably already had been told by your sponsor to sign up for your free training. It's called the Code Training. Like I said, this was put together with the people that have gone ahead of us, and it's so good. We don't have to spend money and time to develop it. It's already there. So when we started in our team on the 1st of September, the Code Training wasn't there yet. But when it was launched, I think about October, November, we're so happy that they have got this training that's all put together. It's 8 modules. So make sure that you sign up for this training and you just watch this training. You don't have to watch everything, but it's a good idea to start watching it. So it really depends. I can tell you that the pace that we do in this business, it's relative to what you want in this business. Of course, considering the time that you have, whatever other responsibilities that you have. So drop a 1 or 2 in the comment, if you've already signed up for the training code. Okay, the code training. If you're already signed up and you're watching it, drop a 2. That's great. Number 2, okay, in our proven plan is to set up your back office. You set up your back office. So you go over there, you know, it's really good to just browse your back office and you go to setting and put your photo there. So they know who you are, they know what you look like. It's, you know, it's just really, for me, when I first started, I just went through, just click everything, you know, and then later on you can go through and look at it in detail. Now, when you start in LV, you don't post on social media the products, you don't post, you know, it's really, you want to create curiosity. Just be a little bit slow because sometimes, you know, people get so excited and they start posting on social media. Wow, I've started my business. I'm going to be a millionaire in the next 3 months. So it's, Facebook is really, you know, people go on your Facebook feed because they want to see what's happening in your life. So you could inspire them, you know, like this is crazy. I've just started my business, you know, be able to do it part-time from home, whatever it is. Okay. So it's really about inspiring people. So don't be out there, you know, posting your products and telling people you're going to be a millionaire. Download the blueprint. Make sure that is important. You can find this in the back office and the library. Okay, this blueprint here, you know, it's for us when we first started in September, we didn't create anything. We just had the blueprint and people use it. You know, that's where you have inviting scripts, you know, there's some guides on what you do on day 1, day 2, etc. Download the LB app. So of course now people, you know, a lot of companies now are building through technology. So why not take advantage of this updated? They've just recently updated the LV app, makes our life easier. So it takes time sometimes to work on the app, but download the app. It looks like this, okay? And download the LV Pay. So this is your hyper wallet. So we get paid through the LV Pay. So these 2 are apps, important apps that you need to download, okay? So this is your digital starter kit as well. So when you start, you receive this, it's part of what you paid. It's digital now. So when we first started, we had the actual hard copies, but it's good now. You can actually download on your iPad, on your phone, and it's very portable. You can even send this product booklet to some of your customers. So I've sent that. I've just downloaded it as a PDF and I've sent it to people who want to know more about the products. So make sure that you check it out and see what's in your digital starter kit. Number 3 is to know your why. Okay, know your why. So when you know your why and you have clarity, you can focus and you get inspired of what you really want to do. And you can share that with your friends when you start inviting them. So knowing your why, they say that if you don't know your why, you won't have any direction because you don't know what's going to inspire you every day as you wake up. So for me, my why is to be able to be home with my kids. I missed out giving them my time when they were growing up because I was working a lot of hours. So likewise for Van, his why is to let his parents retire from being in the farm. You know, he knows that life is hard on the farm, and that's why his focus on building his business. So eventually he can help his parents. So make sure that you have clarity of your why. So in the beginning, maybe your why is different. As you grow in the business, your why could change. You know, maybe the first why could be you want to clear your credit card debt. Whatever it is for you, it's very important to write it down. Okay, write it down. Number 4, and this is so crucial, number 4, this is something that you need to do tonight, is to, if you haven't started yet, is to create your database of 200 to 300 people. So how do you make a list of 200 to 300 people? Is to really start with what they call the warm market. Warm market are people that you know by first names. You know, people that are close to you, your friends, your family, your close neighbors, you know, people from church that you know. It's really people that you could just call, you know, they come to your birthday party, you go to your birthday party, so they'll be the people on your list. So there's a memory jogger you can download from the internet. It's called the Ultimate Memory Jogger by GoPro. And there's so many memory joggers there. It's really about jogging our memory. You know, it says who's your accountant, who's your auditor, who's your lawyer, whatever it is, right? It's really making sure that we have a list the longer you list, the better it will be for you, because eventually you're going to run out of list. Okay, so it's a good idea now to start using your phone. There's a lot of phone numbers there, your Facebook group. So this is crucial, really, that you write it down. So there is a girl who started, I sponsored her, and she says, Josie, I only have 20 people on my contacts. And I said, well, you know, like, how old are you? 35. She's 35 years old. She only has 20 people. And I said, are you really? You know, like, can I have a look at your phone? So on her phone, she had like 190 contacts. Okay, she's got a lot of Facebook group. But what it is she thinks that she only has 20 people who are interested. So she was prejudging, like, who will be the people who will be interested in this business. So one lesson is that we don't prejudge, because sometimes the people that you don't think will be interested. The people who you think will be interested are not interested yet. So this is so important. The lesson today about getting started, this is one of the most critical action plan that we need to do. So in the next 48 hours, make sure to start inviting. You know, I always say to people, the first people that you invite to have a look at a link, a presentation, or your launch are the people that you would call in the middle of the night if you're stuck on a freeway and you need someone to give you a ride. Okay, so that's important. And also to just contact the person who sponsored you. If you don't know how to invite, make sure you contact them, or the person who sponsored them. Make sure that you do contact someone to help you start inviting. So when we first started, the reason why we grew really fast is that I didn't allow people to overthink. So when they enroll, we already encourage them to bring someone at the next meeting. So when you have someone enroll today, make sure that you look at when is the next presentation and invite them. Does that make sense? It's really about getting in action in a short period of time. Number 5 is to practice your invite. So you already made a list. You already have an invite. So you look at the blueprint. There's so many invitation there that you could copy. You know, look at what resonates with you. What is it that you're comfortable with, and write it down. So what I do, I just copy and paste and make it like it's me, okay? So practice that invite and be trained to use third party. So when I first started, I asked my sponsor, Tara Wilson is per 9. So she says, what you do is to invite them to a link, okay, a tool, this is what we've been using. We used to use the ABC Yellow Pill, but now we're using Biohack and Activate. And I was listening to Master Pro 10, Amy Holmwood, and she uses this, okay? So Biohack and Activate, and this is what you share. So you always use third-party tool. So I teach people in the beginning of their business to not be too confused. Don't share a YouTube video. Why would you share a YouTube video? Because you know what? People's attention span is not that long. So unless they're so interested, they will look at the video. Otherwise, they get distracted and they look at something else. Send them to a tool that's already been proven. So in the proven plan, they use the Biohack and Activate. And the reason for that, everything is there. You've got the short video here. I think this is a 6-minute video about the ABC report. They can look at the peer-reviewed studies. They look at the patents. There's a video there of health practitioners as well. So make sure that you learn a third-party tool. Okay, practice the invite and ask your sponsor to show you, how do I get people to start looking at this? So, you know, honestly, if you start really fast, you already have people looking at this. You also have people line up for your launch. You have people coming to the Zoom. It's really be in action, you know. So you don't need to overthink. You don't need to be perfect, because the way to be perfect is to do it. Just do it, and you make mistakes, you get disappointed, but you get better and better and better, okay? Someone who's perfect is probably someone who's done 10,000 hours, but maybe it's not perfect yet, because we're all work in progress. So the 6th thing that you need to do is when you invite, you make a list, and then you invite and get them to your, number 1 is your business launch. Get them to have a look at a link, get them to come and have a look at a presentation. So what I do is I make a list. I talk to people if they're open to looking at more information. And I'd say, if you're open to look at more information, I'd like you to have a look at this link. And this link, there's a 6-minute video that explains how our company got started. There's also a link to some of the studies that was done on our product. And also there's a video on health practitioners talking about the product. And so when can you watch it? When can you have a look at it for sure? So I don't just copy and paste and send it to everyone, because that's spamming. You don't want that. People will hate you for that. First is to connect with them. And if they're open to looking at the information, you can send them, you know, a link. And then you'd say, when can you watch it for sure? So don't send the link unless they say that they're open to taking a look, and when can they watch it? So when can you watch it for sure? And they might say Friday. Great, I'll send it to you on Thursday, because, you know, we get also busy, we forget about it. I'll send it to you on Thursday and to remind you as well. And would it be okay if you will look at it on Friday at 5 o'clock? Can we connect at 6 o'clock? Because I'd love to be able to invite someone who can help me answer your question. And this is where, in the beginning, in your first 30 days, you wouldn't know what to do. You don't know what to say yet, okay? So we teach people to do a third-party validation. It's a three-way call. So you are the person, and you've got, so this is you, and then you have your prospect, you have your expert. You know, an expert could be someone who started 3 months ago or 6 months ago, but at least they know a little bit more than you, because you don't want to be the person who's answering the question, okay? Because you want your prospect to think like, okay, I don't have to do this by myself. If Mary has Joe helping me, then maybe it, you know, this is easy for me. So what you need to do here in a three-way call is to learn how to, what they call edification. You need to learn how to introduce the person who's coming on a three-way call with you. So what I do, if I have Tara on a three-way call, is I edify her before I even go on a call with Mary. I'd say, Mary, we're just so fortunate because Tara, she's my sponsor. You know, she's one of the top leaders in the company, and she has 10 minutes to jump on a call with us. She's a very busy lady, and I managed to get 10 minutes because, you know, I told her, you know, that you're someone, blah, blah, blah. And so then they know that another person is taking their time to be there, to be able to help them understand a little bit more. So really, this three-way call, you need to really talk to the person who sponsored you so you can do some practice, okay? So this is on-the-job training. So everything that you do in the next 30 days is on-the-job training. You're coming to the three-way calls, you're coming to the overview, it's all about on-the-job training, okay? There's no point watching and watching and watching and watching, training after training, not doing anything. The way you learn is to actually take action. I hope that makes sense, okay? So if you've done three-way call with someone, drop a 4 on the chat, because I'd love to see who has done three-way calls, because I can tell you that three-way call is a form of validation, okay? So what I do when I do three-way call is to, number one, is to edify you, okay? So I'll tell the prospect like, oh my gosh, you know, I can tell you that Catherine's, you know, as a nurse, she's looking for option. I'm so glad she did. She's an expert in health, and, you know, she's looking at this as a way of helping people. You know, she transitions to early retirement, whatever it's gonna be, okay? So the way to learn how to do three-way call is to plug your prospects into a three-way call. So it is definitely on the job training. Number 8 is expose the business to one new person each day. So when you start your business, is stay focused. Stay focused on your goal, okay? Stay focused on your business. So that's why it's important to really have in your heart the reason why you started the business. It's like, oh my gosh, you know, if this business, if this is, you know, like, you need to look at what's in your hand. If LifeVantage can potentially give me this, well, I'm gonna work it every single day. So you don't wanna join the business and be waiting to take action. You need to take action now. That's how you learn, okay? Ignorance on fire, right? It's better than overthinking. Expose the business to one person each day. So you think about, okay, if you're working full-time, have a look at where the nooks and crannies that you could build your LifeVantage business. Because building here is really using your telephone. using your phone. Call people, send a link, send a message. It's not that difficult now. You know, in the beginning, 11 years ago, when I started building my business, I used to drive from here to there, and, you know, it was all face-to-face. So now it's so much easier. You can jump on Zoom, you just, you know, can do FaceTime. There's so many ways we can do. So one exposure means you've sent at least one link who's someone who said, I'm going to take a look. It's not one invite. It's exposure means someone is actually looking at information, if that makes sense. So you may talk to 5 people before someone says, okay, I'm interested, send me the information. That is an exposure. An exposure could be someone is willing to come to a overview, a Zoom presentation, okay? So it's think about if you had 15 people minimum a month looking at information, you're bound to at least sponsor one person in the month. It's all about consistency, okay? Consistency is key. Number 9 is to plug into company team events. That's how you build belief, right? Because always just be on events. So when I was building my business overseas, they had a mantra that says, drop everything for training. So all it meant is that you need to make that commitment to show up, okay? I know that when I've been in this business for 11 years. And I know that when people stop showing up, they will quit the business. And that's why you need to show up, even though you're getting rejected, even though you're not getting results, it doesn't matter because your belief will start to increase. You start to build the vision of what this business can do for your life. And so show up to events and plug into Facebook groups. So make sure you talk to the person who sponsored you so they can lead you to the Facebook groups that would be relevant. Number 10 is to plug into company convention. I think this is so important. When I was in my previous company, they say that diamonds are built at convention. That's where you discover more about the business. That's where you start building your belief. That's where you'll have aha moment where you think, wow, that's what I want. I want this business because I see the possibility. I've listened to Mary's story and that's my story. That's my story. So you never know, what you will find at the convention, what you will hear, or what you will see that inspire you to the core where you say, that's it, I'm gonna draw a line in the sand and I'm going forward. I'm going for this. So don't miss out. Make sure you cross off on your calendar that you're gonna be off on October 23 and 24. So when you register for virtual convention, you have 30 days to rewatch the training over and over. Have a look at the website. There's a lot of benefits of attending convention. So if you have registered for convention, drop a 5 because we want to see who's running for convention, okay, who is at the convention. As I said, elites are born, master pretends are born at convention. So make sure that you are joining us. So it looks like we've got 3 people joining for convention. So that seems like a lot of information, but don't worry. If you want a copy of this presentation, I'll send you a PDF copy. But I want to talk about the 4 elements. So you don't want to get overwhelmed. I went through, number 1, make sure that you go through and register for the code training. Number 2, you should download your blueprint. You download your starter kit. Make sure that you make a list, your database of 200 to 300. Talk to your enroller and put together an invite and start inviting people in the next 48 hours. At least 1 exposure every day or a minimum of 15 exposures. Register to company events. Show up to the training, show up to the overviews. That's how you master the presentation and information. And now I want to talk about what are the 4 things that we just need to do so that we don't create overwhelm. So you might think, wow, Josie's talking about the product booklet. It's like 20 pages. Do I need to know everything? No, you don't. All you need to know is to where do you find the information. You don't even have to memorize it. So when I first started, we had a slide on pretending and RF2. That's all I remembered. It's like, this is it. I even did a screenshot when people ask me. I just send them that information, if that makes sense. It's really understanding what is NRF, even just one product, NRF2, and know the pretending story. And really, if you know the 6-minute video, you know, that would be a great start. And learn about the benefits, which is on that slide. You can also find it in the product brochure, okay? One product, one goal. For now, in the next 30 days, your goal is to be a pace setter. Pro 2 or Pro 3. Pro 2 or Pro 3. For me, I encourage people to do everything they can to get to Pro 3. And the reason why is it helps to develop growth and progress in your business. Because when you go to Pro 3, you will start sponsoring people. And I'll show you a diagram later on how you can do this. Number 3 is already, we talk about it, is just to focus on one tool. Use the tool, use third party. It's not you. You don't want to be doing the presentation yet. Eventually you will, but for now, use the tool. And master inviting. This is it. You know, this is the gateway skill to network marketing, is to invite. You can go Pro 5, you can go Elite just by inviting. Invite people to a tool, invite people to a 3-way call, invite people to overview, invite. Invite people to take a look. Just invite. How do you invite? Have a look at the blueprint. There's so many examples there. It tells you how to invite to a tool, how to invite to a 3-way call, how to invite it to a recorded overview, how to invite to an overview. Everything is already there put together, okay? You can always tweak it as you, over time, you say, oh, okay, it sounds better like this, but at least you've got a guideline there. So make sure you download the blueprint. We have a duplication blueprint, but we can cover that at another time, because I want to talk to you about the basics to understanding the compensation plan. You know, when I first started, I watched so many, like I think about 20 videos of the compensation plan, same compensation plan, just watch it 20 times. So I don't expect you to understand everything about this compensation plan. I just want you to understand the basics. It's like, okay, when you first start, you get paid what they call the Smart Start bonus. So there are 8 ways to earn in LifeVantage. Retail is very simple. If you want to retail from your stock, that's retail. Or you use your website where if they don't want to be a member, they can buy retail. Very simple, okay? So number 1 is, how do we earn money from LifeVantage? So some of you may never have started in network marketing before, but how we earn is product movement. If there's no product movement and you're getting paid, that's a pyramid scheme. So LifeVantage is not a pyramid scheme. It's a publicly traded in the NASDAQ, and they pay people based on the amount of products that is sold in your organization. And that's why we need to build with customers and we need to build with distributors. So we earn money by selling the products either directly from your personal stock or by sending customers to our online retail store. So there are points attached to each of the product. And the reason why there are points, so they can convert them to each market currency, okay? Well, pretending is 40 points. NRF1 and NRF2 is 40 points. Per buyer is 35, etc. So you can have a look at the price list. So what I did when I first started is that I downloaded the price list. I had it with me all the time. So then I know, and then I memorized it. Okay, I memorize it because I like to do the numbers. So I know, you know, like if someone needs these points, what are the products that they can buy? So you don't need to do that, but it's a good idea that over time, you know exactly like how many points is Pro Bio, how many points is Activated Essentials, all of that. But because you're in your first 30 days, all you do is just rely on the price list. Okay, just rely on the price list. Number 3 is, you know, you probably hear the word PV. PV is your personal volume. And that comes from your personal consumption, your personal purchase, and also from your preferred customers. So all of this, the PV allows you to earn commission. So if you have 100 PV, and I'll show you a few of those, 100 PV, you're entitled to 30%. 200 PV is 40%. Number 4, what we call is OV, or organizational volume. Group volume is exactly the same. That is calculated to get you your rank, you know, your paid rank for the month. Okay, so let me show you this. So the next is subscription. This is the most important part of the compensation plan. You know, you don't want to be enrolling all the time, and you know, of course we enroll on a regular basis, but you want a stable business where people love the products. You have raving fans, people who love the products, people who are building the business. So you have new customers, new distributors, and you have existing people who are buying on a regular basis because they understand what the products can do and why these products are important for the health. So my sponsor, Tara, 70% of her income comes from repeat subscription. So you want to be able to develop, to eventually build a business that is stable. Okay, so subscription is definitely so important. Okay, number 6 is that there are ranks. So you get paid based on your ranks in the business. And so when you hop onto the compensation plan, there's a 20-minute video. Just watch that over and over. So your rank is dependent on the total volume. So there are volume requirements. So example here, Pro 1. So we have the premier ranks, the elite ranks, master. This is the pace setter. So Pro 1 is 1,000 overall organizational volume with 1 leg. If you go Pro 2, this is all, I just want you to focus on these 3. When you come on a platinum pack, you're a Pro 1. So you get paid on 1 level. If you're a Pro 2, that means you have 2 legs, you and someone else. And if you're Pro 3, you also need 2 legs, but 5,000 points. And so you get paid based on your ranks. So as you can see here, there's maximum associated to each of the legs. So here it says 80, 80, 80. All it means is that 80% of the volume is required on 1 leg. That's all you need to remember now. 80% of 5,000 is 4,000. So all it means is you need to have 2 legs. One is 4,000, one is 1,000. It could be equal, it doesn't really matter. So I don't want to confuse you for now, because your goal is to go Pro 2 and Pro 3, is that to have a look at the overall volume of 2,500 for Pro 2 and 5,000. I'll show you how you can achieve that. There are 2 types of trees. They're enroller trees and placement trees. So again, in your first 30 days, you don't need to remember this. You just need to know that you have an enroller tree. The enroller tree is you and everyone who comes in your business that's coming from you. So you sponsored Mary, Bob, Peter, and Sue sponsor all this, Bob sponsored this, Mary, etc. That's your enroller tree. A placement tree could be someone from your upline and they place underneath, that is a placement tree. But don't worry, you know, I just wanted to just mention that. So there are 8 ways to earn. So I want to talk about your Smart Start bonus, because in your first 30 days, you start sponsoring people. You earn this on a weekly basis as you sponsor new customers and new distributors, okay? There's a limit, it's a one-off commission. So when they enroll, you get paid, okay? You don't get paid again on that volume because it resets at the end of the month. You can get paid up to 1,000 PV. So someone might come on a platinum, they decide to buy another True Science skincare. So then you don't get paid on the rest of the volume, okay? But most people come on a platinum, gold, okay? Smart Start bonus. So I want you to understand about this. This is what I want you to understand, because this is where you have return of your investment, ROI, okay? The ROI in the beginning comes from your Smart Start bonus. How do you earn this? You can earn this in your first 30 days. You can earn this in your second year, third year, it doesn't matter. Every time you personally, this is your personal, you're personally onboard a preferred customer or a distributor, you get paid. So this is you get paid weekly. Qualified distributor. So this is you, your enroller. You get paid based on your purchase. So let's say you came on a starter kit or a silver, and your monthly PV, the monthly PV, remember, it came from your personal purchase plus your preferred customers, okay? So let's say your preferred customers, you and your preferred customers, your total PV is under 200. So LifeVantage pays you on your new customer 30%. So they came on a Pro Tandem. Remember, Pro Tandem is 40 PV. You get paid 30%, that is $12 US. Okay? For a new distributor, so you sponsored a new distributor who's a platinum, you earn $200. So that is if you came on a starter kit or a silver and your PV is under 200. However, if your PV is 200 or more, customers, you still get paid 30% and you get 10% extra for sponsoring a distributor. So let's say someone came on a platinum at 30, that's $300. So by increasing your subscription to the maximum of 2,200, okay, well, 200 is what you get paid. That is your volume, PV, where you get paid 30%, okay? So as you can see, with silver, you are capped to 30%. So how do you get the maximum of 40%? If you came on a platinum or gold and your PV is under 200 and you bring in on board a new customer, so as you can see, customers, it doesn't matter what you enroll in, they are 30%. So in this case of platinum or gold, if you're under 200 subscription, you bring on board a new distributor, you get paid 30% Smart Start bonus. So let's say you bring on a platinum, even though you came on a gold or platinum, you get paid 30%, which is $300 US on a platinum pack. So I believe that, you know, we should all earn maximum. And so you come in either platinum or gold, and you are now 200. If you're 199 PV, you're 30%. So you make it 200. 200 or more, you receive 40% of a new distributor. So would you rather have 400 US or 300 US or 200 US? So this is really working smart. But how do you get to 200 PV? Okay, well, find new customers. Good thing about LifeVantage is so small. I mean, if you look at minimum of 40, a Pro Tandem and RF is $64.50. In my previous company, I have to buy the whole 200 PV for me to be commission eligible. I used to spend $500 to $700 depending on what I want to buy, because my customers are not included in the PV. And this is why you need to work smart. Work smart and start building your customers, okay? And that's why when you have your, what do you call this, business launch, there are people who say, I just want to start as a customer first. That's good, you should be happy, because it means those points of their products will be added as part of your PV. So Smart Start bonus, you want to be earning Smart Start bonus in your first 30 days. Okay, so we already discussed what do you think we need to do? Database, invite, three-way call using third party. Okay, so the next that I want to talk about here is how you calculate, because some people think that is calculated based on the amount of the package. So platinum pack is $1,699 in Australia, and that's 1,000. It's based on the PV. Okay, guys, based on the PV. So like I said, Pro Tandem and RF2 is 40 points times 30% is $12. Platinum pack is 40%, and it's calculated as US dollars multiplied by your market exchange rate. So New Zealand is 152 and Australia is 140. So depending on which market you're in, if you're in Singapore, it's different. Europe, it's different. Okay, so that's where we're at. Now, I want to talk about your first goal is to get to page setup. So I've done this based on you getting to Pro 3, because my goal is for you to get to Pro 3. Okay, so how do you get to Pro 3? Number one, let's say, assuming that you came on board as a platinum. So you came on board as a platinum on a platinum pack. So your platinum pack is 1,000 PV. Then you do a business launch, you do that contact once a day exposure, at the end of 30 days, you may have, let's say this is assuming, okay? Assuming that you are just so focused and you have 4, 5, 6, it doesn't matter. What you want is a total of 4,000 from any of the people you sponsor. It could be customers, it could be distributors. But just for simplicity of illustration, I use 4 platinum. So in this example, let's say you have 4 people all join a platinum pack. You will earn $400 from each of the platinum, not from them joining, but from their package, okay? Their package is equivalent to $400 because they're all platinum. So if you're in New Zealand, that's $608 each, by 44 is 2,432 New Zealand dollars. That's your money back. In Australia, 560 times 4 is 2,240, more than your money back. So for each enrollment, okay, when you get to Pro 3, you receive the Pro 2 bonus of 100 plus the Pro 3 bonus of 250 USD. Total of 350. That is your pace setter bonus. That is 532 NZ dollars or 490. Plus September, October, November, December, we have an added bonus of the flip the switch. If you get to Pro 3, 152 New Zealand dollars or 140 in addition to your 490, in addition to your Smart Start bonus, because really the goal is for us to help you get your money back so you can use the products for free. You can give them a sample. So it's really working smart, okay? So here, even though you sponsored 2 people, let's say you sponsored 2 people, and these 2 people sponsored 1 each, your platinum pace setter, you earn your pace setter bonus, flip the switch bonus, you earn your 2 platinum packs, 1,750, that's 100% your money back. I just want you to get this, that LifeVantage makes it so easy for us to be able to get a return for investment, because I want you to have a story. The story being, when I first started, we have a system where they showed us exactly step by step what we needed to do to get our business started smartly. And in the last 30 days or the last 60 days, you know, I managed to build my business, and now I've got my money back, which means we've got this box of products that we can use. So my wife's using it, my husband's using it, my children using it, and we've got these products for free. So what I want to do is to share it with other people as well. So eventually they can have their products for free. Can you imagine that? It's all about creating our story in the beginning. So that is our Pace Setter Pro 3. LifeVantage makes it so easy by having this success roadmap. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It's so easy. Because all you need to do is to print this and it will show you, what do I need to do to be a pace setter? Each of this, like Pace Setter, Premier, Elite, all of this, they are attached to an incentive. When you are Pace Setter, you achieve Pace Setter, incentive is cash bonus. When you get to Pro 5 and you do it 3 times, the incentive is an all expense paid trip. Okay, you go to what they call a Pro 5 Summit. This is an amazing training. You go to America and they pay for airfare, accommodation, trip, whatever, food, etc. When in my previous company, I was, you know, I achieved a lot of the incentives. But their overseas incentive, you got to be in the top 25 of all of the Asia Pacific. Thousands of people competing to be the top 25 to get your airfare paid for. If you're not in the top 25, you pay for your airfare and you go overseas with everyone else. When I was, a few years ago, I was top 40. They gave me $1,000 to go to Dubai, and I paid $2,000 for my airfare. LifeVantage is so generous. To get to Pro 5 is not that difficult. You do it 1 month, you do it another month, and you do it another month. It doesn't have to be consecutive. So for those of you who want to come with us to Pro 5 Summit, even if you are just new, if you just focus on everything that I mentioned here and you double down and do it, you can do it. And the reason why I say that is we've set it already. We have like 10 people who are qualified. 9 of those people who qualified in our team qualified in our first 5 months. So it's not impossible. It's all about knowing what you want, stepping up, showing up, and just making it happen. When you get to elite, this is the 6-figure business, guys. This is when you have the option, when you can have a choice and you say, well, hang on, there's 2 of us working, we have young kids, maybe you can stay home and build life ventures and I go to work. You know, that's how it is. It's like elite gives you options. When you have a solid elite, gives you options. Tara, my sponsor, is Elite Pro 9. If you look at the average income, it's like 60K a month. Her income is not 60K, it's a lot more than that. And that's why it's all about knowing what you want in this business. Your why is so important. And I keep emphasizing that because if you don't have a why, you can't really focus on achieving things. So I look at the income disclaimer, have a look at the income disclaimer and say, okay, where do I want to fit in? You know, where do I want to build my business? And so I was inspired today because I stumbled into this training of Amy Holmwood. She's a Master Pro 10. And she was sharing at the end of that presentation that there are 3 to 4 Master Pro 10s in the company who have Master Pro 10 under the organization. So you can, once you understand this business, how much it can offer you. You got Business Center 1. Honestly, guys, you got to just know that what you have in your hands could really give you what you want in life, depending on what you want, okay? And so you can launch your business. These days, you can launch online. How many? I've got 6 launches this week because we can do it online. And this is so easy for me. I'm launching people overseas. I'm launching people here. It's just to make that decision to say, I'm going to launch my business. Because you know what? If you've got that fire in your belly and fire in your soul, when you start reaching out to people, it's different. Because now you've got a conviction. You've got those 4 pillars. Your table is stable, right? And you're ready to take off. So set your goals. What is your goal in the first 30 days? Is your goal in the first 30 days to share? Could be 10 customers. Once you understand what these products are and how powerful they are and how they can change people's health, you would want to share it with people. Once you understand exactly what this can offer financially, you would want it because it could give you options, okay? Think about what you can do for your family, what you could do for your church, whatever it is that you're wanting. So set your 30-day goal, set your 90-day goal. Could be pace setter in the next 90 days. Who cares? It doesn't really matter. There are people who go pace setter in their first 30 days, first 90 days. Doesn't matter. You could even be going Pro 3 right now for the first time. It doesn't really matter. That's irrelevant. But I just want to say your pace setter bonus is capped within your first 90 days. But what is your 1-year vision? What is in 1 year? If you double down and in 1 year, you'll be able to build an organization that gives you choices. So all I want to say now is Life Vantage has got so much to offer to each and every one of us. It doesn't matter of your education. It doesn't matter of your background. In my previous company, the top earner in Australia was a nanny being paid $10 an hour. A lot of the top earners, one is like a taxi driver, but he had a big dream. He had a big vision for his family. So I want you to find that why tonight. Find that why that's going to help you stay focused and inspired. Make a list and don't overthink, don't prejudge, because you never know. The people on your list are probably staying up at night thinking about what they need to do to earn that extra income. So don't prejudge and don't overthink. Show up to the next event. Show up to the next event. Build that belief, take the products, and start sharing Life Vantage. So I'm so glad that you're here tonight. And if you learned something, make sure that you drop in our chat, what is one thing that you learned that you're going to execute. So let's go out there and build an amazing life.